Hey everybody, it's Miss P here again. What I want to do in this video is just briefly talk to you about two assignments that you're going to see all throughout the semester, and that is the video questions and also the forum assignments. Now, the first thing I always suggest is as soon as you log into the class, you should just go ahead and log in to your textbook. And that way you have it there and you have it up and ready to go. Now you'll notice the way that Moodle is set up. To get down to chapter 1, you have to go over here and just scroll, and then you get down and there you are. That's fine, but I also wanted to show you another way to easily move through the class. You can go over here and you can click on chapter 1, and the very first thing you see is the very first page within chapter 1 that I want you to read. When doing work in this course, I really suggest that you go in the order that you see over here. And then once you're done with chapter 1, you click on chapter 2. And you go down through chapter 2, etc. Sometimes I have students who will go to their grades page and they'll try to do their work in order of this grades page. For instance, they'll just click here and they'll go and they'll do that assignment, and then they'll come back and they'll click here. But this is not in order. The way the grades page is set up is you have all of your video questions together, and then you have all of your forums together, and then you have all of your class, like random assignments and projects, and then you have all of your quizzes. So if you go down through this, you're going to do work in chapter 1, and then you're going to do one thing in chapter 2 and then one thing in chapter 3, like that, and then you get down here and you're back in chapter 1 and you're back in chapter 2, and so it can be very confusing. So again, I would just click over here once you get comfortable moving around through the website, and then you just go to whatever you need to go through or whatever assignment that you're on at the time. But the first thing I want to show you is the video questions. So I'm going to click on chapter 1 video question, and this right here will always be the same. It just tells you to log into your book and go to videos. So I'm in my book, I'm going to click on video, and I just go to chapter 1 and I click on it. Now what's going to happen is a box is going to come up, and if you see that queue, then that means you're good. That means just wait. Sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes almost 5 minutes. But if you see that queue, then that means the video is getting ready to come. Now if you don't see the queue, or you see something like this, then that means you may need to download QuickTime onto your computer. It's very easy to do. You just go to apple.com/QuickTime. You put in your email address. I would uncheck that because I don't want random emails from them. And I click download, and in just a few minutes you will have QuickTime on your computer. Now each semester I always have a few students whose computer or sometimes tablets have trouble with some QuickTime videos. They're not able to watch these videos. If that happens to you, send me an email and I'm going to send you another way to be able to answer all of these questions. But instead of watching a video, you just have to do research on your own in the textbook or on the internet. But there is another way to do this assignment. So if you are having trouble watching these videos on whatever computer or tablet that you're using, then just send me an email and I will get you all the information to do that you need so you can do it. So let's say we watch our video and we go back over here and we're ready to answer the question. Now the first thing I want to stress to you is you do have to write a full paragraph, but I don't suggest that you write your paragraph right here, because what happens is, let's say you're typing in here and you've got 5 or 6 sentences, and then all of a sudden you lose internet connection. The next time that you bring this page up, this box is going to be empty. You're going to lose all of your work. However, if you were writing it in a Word document and something happened to your computer and it went off, when you turn your computer back on, that Word document is going to have saved what you were working on automatically. So you're not going to have to rewrite it. So I always suggest that you do all of your writings in Word and then you just copy and paste into this box here. And the way you do that, you just highlight it, and you can do Control-C, or you can right click and hit copy, and then you go back over to the website and And when you go to put it into the box here, if you right click and hit paste, it's going to tell you that you can't do that. So what you need to do to copy it into here is you need to hit Control and then V, and all of your work is going to come up, and then you just click Save Changes. And if you scroll down and look at it, it's going to show you what you sent, what you copied and pasted in, and it's going to, that's exactly what I'm going to see when I log in the next time to grade it. And if you do see something wrong, you say, oh man, I misspelled something, then you can edit it. So that's not a problem at all. So that is your video questions. The last thing I want to talk about in this video are your forums. It looks like two people, I guess they're supposed to be talking to each other. Just read through all of the information. Sometimes it'll just be a short little question. Sometimes it'll be questions with a lot of information and graphics and things. But make sure you read through all of that. And then when you get down to the bottom, you're always going to see where I've started the discussion. You click on that discussion, and then you click right here on reply. And again, it's going to give you that text box, or it's going to give you the option to upload a file. But I would just use the text box because most of these are kind of short. But this first one is asking you to ask 5 questions about the country of Sri Lanka. And so you just start here, number 1, and ask the question. And then once you're done, you click Post to Forum. And once you post, you are going to be able to see what you posted, and if any other students have responded, you're also going to then be able to see their responses. Now, all of these forums are to me like a class discussion, something I would just stand up in the front of the class and ask you questions, and then we would all talk about it together. So please go in and look at what some of your other classmates have said. And don't be afraid to talk to them. In some of the discussions, in some of the forums, I even actually tell you must respond to, say, 3 other students within the class. So just don't be afraid. And again, it's always the same. If someone wanted to respond to this one now, they would just go here and click reply, and you would get that same little box, and you would just type in whatever and post to the forum. So it's very easy. So I hope that's answered a few questions you have about the video questions, and also about the forums, and also about how to kind of navigate through the class easily. One other thing I want to make sure that you see before I go, this suggested pace of study, this is very important. There's no actual due dates in this class until the day the class ends. However, I create these pacing guides to kind of give you an idea of where you should be. So, for example, at the beginning of February, it says you should be in Chapter 4. But if you are in Chapter 2, or if you haven't even started yet, that doesn't mean you have to be in Chapter 4, but that means if you're not in if you're somewhere before Chapter 4, then you're behind, and you need to work a little bit. You need to get online more, and you need to work a little bit more. If you're in Chapter 6, then that means awesome, you're ahead. If you want to take a week off and not do anything, that's fine. But just keep an eye on this pacing guide throughout the semester, and it's going to help you. It's going to let you see, am I behind, or am I ahead, or am I right on track? So again, that's the pacing guide. And please go on and click on the next video below, which is on how to complete the fill in the blank quizzes. Remember, I'm here if you need anything.